Hello everyone, my name is Panchanan and welcome to Ekalabya. Today our topic is Gauss's law. In my last lecture, I explained electric flux and I have said that Gauss's law is written in terms of electric flux. So today in this video, I will explain how electric flux is used in Gauss's law, and at the end of the lecture, we will derive a relationship between electric flux and charge enclosed by a closed surface. So each and every point in this video will be very important. Watch till the end, don't skip the video. So let's start. So very first question is, why do we need to study Gauss's law? Because Gauss's law makes our work easier. How? Because Gauss's law helps us to find electric field without integrating electric field. While using Gauss's law, we take electric field out of integration by making electric field constant. Because we select a surface in such a way that electric field becomes constant. The second important point is, it is from the Maxwell's equations. So whenever you are doing engineering or studying electromagnetism, you need to know Gauss's law properly to solve problems. Third point, Gauss's law is applied to closed surfaces only. As we know, electric flux is calculated through a surface. Gauss's law is also calculated through a closed surface. Now the question is, what are closed surfaces? Here I have given two examples. Any surface, remember, any surface which divides this space into inside and outside is a closed surface. I have a spherical, cylindrical surface here and cubical surface here. This cylindrical surface divides the space into inside and outside, and in the same way this cubical surface also divides the space into two parts. So these are closed surfaces. Now you may be thinking, what are open surfaces? These plane sheets, circles, rectangles or any sheets are open surfaces because there is no inside surface here. So now you get the point that what are open surfaces and what are closed surfaces. The fourth important point, it gives a quantitative, that means Gauss's law gives a quantitative relationship between flux and charge. This quantitative relation is used in all problems of Gauss's law. So it is very important, which I will derive after a few minutes. Before I go to derivation, I will give you some idea about electric fluxes. Because whole Gauss's law is depending on the flux. How you take the flux. The flux can be negative, in some case flux can be positive, or in some case net flux may be zero. Take an example of the cube here at the center. We have placed a test charge Q or a charge Q. We can see the electric field lines are moving out of the surface. So remember, when electric field lines or lines move out of a closed surface, then we get positive flux. Second one, to our right, the negative charge is placed inside the closed surface. And you can think, when lines move into the surface, go into the surface, and we have negative flux. What if we place the surface out of the closed surface? If we place the charge out of the closed surface, then you can see these lines are cutting the surface at two different points. When you place the charge out of a closed surface, the lines cut the surface at 2 points, because of which we get negative flux and positive flux. So then in that case we get negative net flux equal to 0. Then we have net flux equal to 0. Okay, this idea is very important to solve many questions on flux, right? Or to solve questions on Gauss's law. The fifth point is, Gauss's law and Coulomb's law are the two different ways to find electric field. These two are the two lenses through which we see electric field. But Gauss's law is more fundamental than Coulomb's law, because when the charge is at rest, we can use both the laws, but when the charge is moving, Gauss's law is valid, but Coulomb's law will not be valid. So I am saying that Gauss's law is more fundamental than Coulomb's law. Now coming to the derivation of Gauss's law, which is used using electric flux through a closed surface. So I have been saying about a closed surface. Here the closed surface is the spherical surface here. We have selected spherical surface as the Gaussian surface here, and we have placed the charge inside the surface at the center and each and every point on the surface will be at a distance of r from the charge q. Remember. Now we need to use the formula of flux to derive the relationship. So the formula of flux is phi equal to integration of E dot dA. Integration of E dot dA means if we have a surface and each and every point has a different flux, and if we add all the flux due to all the small surfaces, then that summation of all the flux is the integration of E dot dA. Okay. Now while integrating E dot dA, we need to look at whether electric field is a uniform or constant or not. But you know, electric field due to a point source varies with distance r. So electric field is a varying quantity. So it may create some problem here. But fortunately, we have selected a spherical surface. So due to the surface, the way we represent the surface here helps us to make the electric field constant. Because if you take any point on the surface, each and every point will be at a distance of r from the source, r from the center. So though the electric field varies with distance, here due to the Gaussian surface, electric field will be constant, which makes our work 50% done. So we take the electric field out of integration because it is a constant. Now the second question is there any angle between area factor and electric field? Is there any angle? No, because we have taken a spherical surface, and due to the spherical surface, the angle between the area factor and electric field is 0. There will be no angle between the area factor and electric field. So we just need to integrate dA. What do you mean by the integration of dA? If we have small areas dA at every point on the surface, if we sum up all the areas dA, then what will you get? We'll get the area of a sphere, which is 4 pi r square, surface area of a sphere. You know electric field varies with distance, then the formula is E equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon r square into 4 pi r square. We cancelling the r and pi, we get flux through this closed surface is Q by epsilon naught. This one is the special case, and we have come up here with the general case that flux is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Remember very carefully. Here you can see that flux is not depending on any radius. It doesn't depend on radius. It is directly depending on the source enclosed by the closed spherical selective surface. So we can say that flux through a closed surface is directly proportional to source enclosed by the surface. If the source does not depend on r, then look at this very carefully. Any surface will have same flux if the source enclosed by the surface is same. If both the source enclosed by these two different surfaces is same, then flux through both the surface will be same. This is very hard to understand. Though the surface is arbitrary, we may think that the flux may be different because here the integration will be different. But in that case, that special case of spherical surface, we have integrated to find a generalized case. Through the generalized case or generalized formula, we understood that flux does not depend on the radius. We can also take the example of a bulb inside a glass spherical surface. If we put a lightning bulb inside a surface, do you think that the light rays coming out of the bulb will be different? But they will uniformly spread out radially outward. So it doesn't matter whether I place the bulb at the center or at any corner inside the surface, the light rays will be uniform and same at all points through the surface. In the same way, you can also understand that flux does not depend whether the source is placed at the center or at any corner inside the surface. It will only depend how much source is present inside the surface. And this is the relationship of Gauss's law, that is flux enclosed by closed surface is directly proportional to Q by epsilon naught, where epsilon naught is a constant. Here I have written these points that 6 flux does not depend on radius. Number 7 important point, flux through a surface is directly proportional to source enclosed by this surface. I hope you understand very well. If you have any doubt, you can write me on the comment section below. Thanks for watching Ekalabya.